Alright, so let's get this out of the way right now. If you are a fan of My Hero Academia, yes, you should be watching Heroes Rising in theaters. Let's talk about this.
Isn't an internship or a work study. We're talking about the real thing. Fun for all. 100%!
What is going on, guys? My name is DJ Miles, and I'm here to review, I was going to say another episode of My Hero Academia. I'm here to review the My Hero Academia Heroes Rising film. And before we begin with this review, you can go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel for more anime content down the road. But let me go ahead and just say this. I will not spoil anything happening with this movie, but when we do get into the spoiler area, it's more pertaining to the anime and manga side. But again, that will be at the very end of this review. And now let's go ahead and talk about Heroes Rising, because this movie was jam-packed, fantastic. Let's go ahead and talk about the premise. Class 1A is sent to Nobu Island to help the community on an agency basis, and now that all of them have their provisional hero licenses, now they get to do hero duties. Besides just fighting off the villains, we see them helping out people with their day-to-day lives, and we also learn, yeah, there's more to being a hero besides punching bad guys. And then here comes a group of villains led by Nine along with his lackeys to face off against the heroes, and they're only doing that because they are on the pursuit of two youngsters, Maharu and Katsuma. And here we go, now we got the plot of the movie. And before I continue any further with this, let me go ahead and just say I'm one of those fans who loves watching this show with the subs. I do not care for dubs whatsoever. The last time I saw anything related to My Hero Academia with dubs was when I saw the first movie, and I thought they did an okay job. But let me go ahead and say this as someone who thoroughly enjoys the sub. The dub in this was absolutely fantastic. I don't know if they stepped up their games over the years. I was begrudgingly annoyed going into the theaters knowing that I had to experience it in dubs, and I am so glad I was proven wrong with that right away. And with that, let's go ahead and talk about the villains, because Nine, our main antagonist in this film, did such a great job. I mean, whoever that voice actor was, wow, kudos to you. You did a phenomenal job with the voice acting. And even the villains, now that I'm talking about the villains here, can we just say how amazing their quirk abilities are in this? They stood out in very unique and interesting ways. I love all the quirk abilities that they had. The big bad wolf, again, don't worry, I won't get into specific spoilers, but there was one point I thought I was watching One Piece, because that man definitely ate an ancient Zoan devil fruit, as I thought he was just the big bad wolf who's strong. Nah, he had some other tricks up his sleeve, and I love his personality too. He kind of reminded me of this Logan Wolverine type with his bub personality and where he stood and his mannerisms. And of course, it goes without saying, if you don't know anything about My Hero Academia, one, why are you watching this? But hey, I guess thank you for also watching and supporting it. I mean, if you don't know the premise of My Hero Academia, hell, if you aren't even caught up with season 4 of My Hero Academia, you are going to be completely lost. Now, I will say this, for people who don't watch the anime or don't know anything about the manga or the premise, they do a good job explaining in the beginning what it is, right? We live in this world where people have superhero abilities. They're called quirks, and people do good things with them, and then there's some people who do bad things with them, and there you go. But I mean, you're gonna walk away confused as hell if you're like, okay, so that's a Birdman, and this is a frog woman, and here's a guy who has ice abilities, and here's one guy who's basically Superman. You're gonna be lost. But for the anime people, you know, it's gonna be a double-edged sword here, right? This is definitely the Deku and Bakugo show through and through. They grabbed, if we had to rank all our class 1A students from 1 through 20, they're gonna be like, yeah, who's our top 3? Deku, Bakugo, Todoroki. Todoroki definitely gets some moments to shine alongside with Tokoyami, because he's also a fan favorite, alongside with Kirishima, who's best boy in season 4, don't care what anyone says. Basically, you can break it down on terms of high tier popularity, mid tier popularity, low tier popularity. For people who watch the show and who knows the show, you're probably gonna know, okay, these characters are gonna get some moments to shine, and then some of these other characters are not gonna get that. But nevertheless, all of them still have their unique hero moments, and I really like that. Overall, the film was a lot of fun to watch. The animation was great. I already mentioned earlier, the voice acting was fantastic. And what they do in the end, just like any superhero movie, right? We get a big, giant, climactic, epic showdown between the heroes and the villains. And man, when there's a point where I thought that movie was gonna end, they kept on ramping up the action again and again. And the big battle and what happened between Deku and Bakugo. Wow. For people who watch the anime, you know there's something that happens in the movie where you're like, yeah, that ain't gonna go anywhere, right? There's that one plot point, you know that shit ain't gonna go anywhere. I'm still getting emotional, and I almost started crying watching the film. And that fight between Deku and Overhaul, you know, when Deku was with Eri, and they play that music, right? You guys know the one. They start playing that, the emotions start swelling up, and they're like, I could have sworn they're like, okay, and this is the moment we're gonna make DJ Miles cry right here. Well, they left me as a hot emotional mess. Yeah, overall, this movie was so much better than the first one. The first one was good, but I was a bit disappointed that they kept on hyping up the first My Hero Academia movie as, oh, if you guys want to know the backstory of All Might, you're going to get it here. And they do that in the first 10 minutes of the first movie, and then it just becomes, you know, a regular anime movie. But with this one, we know the premise right away. Here's all of Class 1A with their provisional hero licenses. How do they act in their day-to-day lives, helping out a community of people? And I do like the character developments we do get with Deku and Bakugo. So just something I wanted to mention with that. So overall, yes, if you are a fan of My Hero Academia, should you watch this film? Absolutely. Should you watch it in theaters? Hell yes. I think it will not do any fans justice if you decide to wait on a Blu-ray release. What are you doing? You got to go watch it right now. So go ahead and get on it. Now, so for the anime viewers, you might be scratching your head at some things, figuring out, wait a minute, what was Deku's new ability and how does Deku have multiple quirks? Okay. So if you are a manga reader or if you are an anime viewer and you do not want to know any of these things I am about to say, stop watching. Up until this point, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more My Hero Academia. I will see you later. But okay, for the anime viewers who want to know what the hell exactly happened in terms of quote-unquote potential manga spoilers, let's go ahead and talk about this. So let's go ahead and talk about just where the film takes place. Whether or not it's canon, this much has to be addressed. I think this film was going to be properly placed after season 4. Let's talk about the first thing, Deku's Air Force gloves. Okay, it's not up until after his battle with Gentle or during his battle with Gentle, we see Deku's gloves and what he does with it. In this movie, they decide, well, no fucks given. We're just gonna show it off. So when Deku was facing off against Nine, Nine tries to steal his abilities and realizes, oh wait, I can't do that because this man has multiple quirks inside him. We know Deku had One for All and all the previous Yielders were inside of Deku somehow, but we didn't know that One for All and all the previous owners had their own individual quirks, and all of those are deep inside, laid dormant within Deku himself. Talk about a spoiler if there ever was one. Sorry, anime viewers, but hey, I guess you found out through this way, right? And not only that, all the previous Yielders of One for All fully detailed and drawn out. And even for the manga readers who don't know that the two shaded ones that the anime haven't revealed yet, oh yeah, they still left that shaded out for us as well to figure out who exactly are they and why haven't we seen the reveal of them, because that's probably going into deeper spoiler territory that we'll get into with the manga at some point. The introduction of Hawks. If I'm going to guess where the anime was going to end, it's when they're going to come up with the new rankings for the heroes, and we're going to get, you know, Endeavor obviously as number 1, and then Hawks, who's revealed to be the number 2 hero. Well, I mean, I guess they just show him throughout this one, and what is Hawks also doing? Oh, the secret investigation that he is wink wink trying to figure out in the manga right now. Now, I guess that isn't necessarily a big anime spoiler because it's just so ambiguous as to what that could mean, and just for the sake of the film, I guess maybe that's not a spoiler, but we see Endeavor for a second with his scar, and then I'm just gonna call it his Big Bang attack. We see him use that attack when he faced off against that Nomu in the city, and now we see him do it again. So I thought that was very cool. But number 4, we see Dr. Robotnik. I'm just gonna call him Dr. Robotnik because he's a skinnier version of Dr. Eggman himself, and that he's behind the Nomu attack and the League of Villains. They aren't in this film that much. We do see Shigaraki here and there donning the red new outfit, which where does he get that? I'm going to say this is before his confrontation with Destro, or this is definitely after his encounter with Destro, but nevertheless, there you go, anime people. Now you know Deku got new gloves, new quirk abilities. We also know he has multiple quirks inside him that are laid dormant. We have the introduction of Hawks and what this quote-unquote secret investigation is all about. We see Endeavor and his new outfit, and then of course all the stuff with Shigaraki. Whew, wow. Quite a lot. I can see how the manga readers are going to be like, oh yeah, the anime viewers are going to be pissed, but for the anime viewers who are curious, there you go. Now you got the answers to all that stuff. And I'm sure I also left out plenty of things in the film that I liked. Man, overall, this was such a treat to watch. Again, if you are a fan of My Hero Academia, please watch Heroes Rising in theaters. I absolutely loved every second of it. It got emotional, and what they did towards the end with Deku and Bakugo definitely was one of the best moments in the film, period. Guys, let me know what you thought about My Hero Academia Heroes Rising. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel for more anime content. My name is DJ Miles, and as I always say, to be continued, take care.